Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth or Sports coming to you with another segment. So let me go ahead and getting right into this segment. This is what I learned about Coach Prime's coaching staff after the win 49-24 over Utah. So I want to go ahead and get right into it. Some of the notes, they did start off slow. Shador threw a interception on his first drive, his first pass, which is not like him at all. The defense did save them with a field goal instead of a touchdown, so that was a good save. Number two, Michael Bernard from Utah. A lot of people didn't notice. He actually got hurt. And he's a big deal to their running game. He's pushing 1,000 yards. He's at 880 yards right now. They say that he's a future draft pick, and he got hurt early. I did see him in and out of the game, but he did not run effectively. So he got an injury early in the game, and it affected him throughout the game. So I wanted to point that out. Charlie Offerdall got his first touchdown as a buff after making the team as a walk-on. So congratulations to him on that. Special teams finally got a punt return for a touchdown. LeJontay Wester got a 76-yard touchdown, so congratulations to him. Um, this was actually the CU bus first punt return since 10/29/2022. He was also the special teams player of the week for the Big 12, so congratulations to him on that. Jimmy Horn didn't play. He had an high ankle sprain, and anybody who's played sports, those are hard to come back from and be effective. And I kind of hate that for Jimmy because there's only 2 games left. So I'm praying that he can recover and do what he does because speed is what, that's his main attribute. But high ankle sprains just don't go away real easy. They normally linger the rest of the whole season, to be honest with you. Um, Colorado was the first team to score 49 points on Utah since 2014, so that says a lot about that offense. And the offense put up 49 points against the top defensive team in the Big 12. I don't know if a lot of people knew, but Utah was a top defensive team in the Big 12 when they played the game last weekend. So congratulations to them. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The offense. Which is led by Pat Shermer and who's the offensive coordinator, and then the offensive line coach Phil Loadholt. The run to pass ratio was okay. It was unbalanced. They kind of going backwards when it comes to that. It was 20 rushes to 30 passes, which is not very balanced at all. Most of the time, you want at least 30 rushes. For me doing a little research, I found it out. This is about I did that a couple of segments ago. Shador was sacked 3 times, which is not bad. The line is holding up well. I don't believe any of the sacks was Shador's fault this time. I know last week some of those sacks were his fault. He even admitted it, holding on to the ball and not throwing it out of bounds. Shador did show a little growth this time, this past game, though, because he actually did throw the ball away a couple of times, which is what we're not used to seeing from him. As I said, the offense got off to a slow start. Their first possession being an interception by Shador on the first pass of the game. Um, and then on the second time they got the ball, he actually got sacked. So they definitely got off to a slow start. Even though the offense got off to a slow start, by the halftime, the offense had produced 21 points, which is very good, of course. Colorado was the first team to score 49 points on Utah since 2014. As I said before, the offense also put up 49 points against the so-called top defensive team in the Big 12. As I said before, for the game, Shador went 30 of 41 for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns. 65 rush yards with 3 touchdowns for the running backs. And the offensive line only gave up 3 sacks. So I gave the O line a B plus for how they played. And as far as the coaches, it says a lot. I gave them B plus as well. It says a lot about them. Because they've established they're going to ride it out with Shador's arm. I know a lot of us have gotten on them about being more balanced, but at the end of the day, they're going to go with their Heisman Trophy candidate, Shador, and they're going to throw the ball. It is what it is, and they've been winning because of that. So it's not really a lot that you can say. The only thing that affects is running backs will be consistently going in and out of your program because they don't really run the ball too often. So Overall, like I said, I give the coaches a B as well. They did a great job. They adjusted well, and they didn't let Shador get killed back there. So let's go on to the running backs, which is coached by Coach Gary Harrell or Coach Flea. The running backs went 13 carries for 74 yards. I do not count Shador's rushing yards against the running game. So the running backs went seven. Actually, no, I'm sorry. So Shador went seven for a negative 9 yards. The leading rusher was Isaiah Gustav. He went 7 carries for 59 yards on an 8.4 average, which is excellent with the touchdown. There were three rushing touchdowns by the running backs, which is good, for them. Charlie Alfredo got his first touchdown as a buff. So I'd like to say congratulations to him. The running backs did not have any fumbles, but they didn't have a real presence in the game. I know you're going to say, well, they scored 3 times, but most of the time you're watching the game is pass, 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 and a couple of runs. It is what it is. That's just how they play. They only carried the ball 19 times, and as I said before, the average should be around 30 rushes per game to give the running backs a legit chance to make an imprint on the game. 20 really doesn't do it. 19 really doesn't do it. It's normally around 30, which is what most of the top teams do for the most part. So I give the running backs a B for production, but they make the best of the opportunities that they are given. They all run hard. None of them really slack off. And I'm poor for the running backs. I know they want to be involved in the hype as well. The coaches, I give a C. As far as Coach Flea, I give him a C because there's really nothing creative when you watch the running backs. They don't really change anything up when they come. And then when they did try to change things up, they gave the ball to Travis Hunter to try to make a pass, but he ended up running it in for a touchdown. But there's nothing really creative with the running backs. I've done a segment before about Coach Flea. I titled it "Coach Flea Fight for the Running Backs" because what's going to happen? You're going to have running backs transferring. Not that they don't want to compete, or not that they have bad attitudes or anything, but if you're running backs, you want to run the ball. And like I said, on an average, it should be around 30 rushes per game, but they don't get that most of the time. So I give the coach a C. As I said, was nothing really creative, and it is what it is. So we're going to move to the wide receivers, which is led by Coach Jason Phillips. The receivers look very good, very productive. They look excellent as always. They're very versatile because anyone can come out and step up and perform and lead the team. And I say that because Draylon Miller, the four-star freshman, led the group with yards with 108 yards, which is excellent. It also shows you that Shador will look for who's ever open for the most part. He also had one touchdown. His TD run was special because he had to fight through a couple of tackles to get that score. So that was impressive watching him do that. And it was called a layered throw by Shador, where you have to have touch and throw it right over the linebacker's shoulder, right over his head, which is what Shador did. And then that led to Draylon Miller catching that and then running it in. I think he carried two cornerbacks in the end zone with him. So that was great for him. LeJounte Wester had 10 catches for 77 yards. Travis went 5 for 55 with the rushing touchdown. It was designed for him to get a passing touchdown, but he ended up running it in. Shador did hit 7 different receivers. We know that Shador can hit up to 10 different receivers each game. He hit 7 this time. Will Shepard caught another 50-50 ball for a touchdown. I call him my 50-50 guy. He now has over 2,500 receiving yards with 192 catches for his career. He had over 150 catches at Vanderbilt. So congratulations to him. He also did fumble this game. So it is what it is. But the receivers outperformed the Utah receivers. Colorado had 30 catches for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns. Utah had 22 catches for 241 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the receiving room, I give them an A. They're just the forefront and the nucleus of that football team. They go for the most part. Sometimes the defense can get them to go, but the offense is just they're just a potent offense. They have top of the line receiving core. Whoever's out, even when Travis is out, you really don't feel the difference because those guys can step up. And as I just said, they were led by a freshman this game as far as yards. So I give Coach Phillips an A as well because not only are they catching the ball, but if you watch a lot of the plays, he has those receivers blocking, so they will sacrifice their bodies for each other. and they thrive regardless of who's in the game. As I said before, Travis only had 5 catches this game, but you'll never know it if you watch the game because other receivers stepped up. Jimmy Horn was out, but you'll never know it because I mean he's missed. Don't get it twisted, but you saw the other guys step up, which is always good. So you have to get a coach an A for that, and having those guys prepared. The freshman was prepared. You have to attribute that to coaching. So congratulations to them. Let's head to the defense, which is led by Coach Vincent, Coach Lewis, Coach Livingston, Coach Hart, Coach Mathis, and Coach Sapp. The defense looked very good, very effective as always. Arden Walker was hitting very hard, very active throughout the game. Also got an assist on the sack. Number 20, Levante Bent was very active. He was hitting hard the whole game. Those guys, I mean, you can see it on even the announcers be noticing it. Those guys be out there hitting. They be all over the field. Number 25, Jalen Wester had a partial punt block. I don't know if a lot of people noticed that during the game, but he actually got a partially punt block, which we haven't seen, from Colorado in a while. Then you got Hill Green, number 41. Maybe I think he's my favorite defensive player right now. Hard hitting guy. He also got a great interception. Stepped into the path of a quick pass right over the line. This was his second interception in the last 2 games, so he's stepping up big time. Travis Hunter got a deflection interception that was caused by Colton Hood. So I kind of, I'm kind of funny. I saw Travis, doing that little pose and all that stuff about the Heisman. And I'm pulling for him to get the Heisman, but sometimes turn around and congratulate the guy that did all the work, man. I mean, you was trailing the play, and then Hood made a great play after the guy caught the ball. Hood, knocked it out of his hands, and Travis was able to get it. So you always give credit to the guy who makes the initial play. Shallow got a nice sack fumble on the quarterback late in the game. DJ McKinney got an interception. Kareem Harden, played well. And those guys just played. Preston Hodge got a pick. Travis Hunter ended up the pick that he got was a 38-yard return. So it was just good. BJ Green got a fumble recovery. So the defense looked good. They only gave up 31 rushing yards, which is excellent. And they just shut that down. I told you the running back got hurt early. I don't know if a lot of people noticed that. And that guy was a pro prospect, and he's going to probably get 1,000 yards. He's already at over 800 yards this season. But they only gave up 31 rushing yards, 241 yards passing, 0 touchdowns, and only 2 passing touchdowns. I mean, when I say 0 rushing touchdowns, they did force 3 fumbles. 3 interceptions and some fumbles. So congratulations to the defense. I gave the defense a B plus. The coaches, they always seem to make adjustments in the second half. For the most part, the opposing team rarely scores against this defense. And those are just facts, even though Utah ended up scoring a little bit more in the second half. But normally, after the halftime, they normally shut the opposing team down. But it was impressive watching what the defensive staff is doing this game and have done the whole season. So they're doing very good, a good coaching job. And then you got the kicking team and special teams. There's really nothing to note. Mata didn't miss, but the highlight of the special teams was LaJonte Wester, who got that 76-yard punt return. He was the first CU buff to get a punt return, 6'10", 2022, and he was also named the special teams player of the week for the Big 12. So as Coach Prime says, the special teams needs to be special, and they were. It was another dominating performance by Colorado. They are on the roll, and so it is what it is. It's been Hunt 919 Truth Sports. Ride with me.